To my former friend, I knew you for 2 or 3 years and I loved you. In fact, I still have love for you, but I don't think I'd ever want you in my life again. Not out of spite, but I think we're doing so much better apart. It's funny because when I met you, I never thought we could be friends. You came off a bit standoffish and mean, but afterwards I learned that there was a softness to you and why you were the way you were. But that didn't give you the right to talk to people anyhow because you were angry or upset or annoyed. I don't think you realised how your mood could shift the atmosphere in a room, but still I said nothing. Maybe I was wrong for not speaking up when I thought I should. Maybe that's what a real friend would have done or should have done, but you were doing too much. You can't have a tantrum every time you couldn't handle something. I can't lie, sometimes you made it difficult to talk to you, and when you had these moments, I made excuses and I let things fall to the side. Maybe that was the beginning of the end. The detriment to the fractured foundations of our friendship. But the point of it all is that we were sisters in arms, through thick and thin. I had your back and you had mine. Funny how time flies though, and we're basically strangers. What I thought we'd be championing each other through is now done through other people, and oddly enough, I'm okay with that. Sometimes I wonder how you're doing, and other times I don't care. Like, why? Why don't I care? If I don't care, does it mean we weren't friends? No. I mean, I don't think so. Others might disagree. But then when I look at the reciprocation in the friendship, the give and take, I felt like I gave more and you just took a lot out of me. I was happy to do it, also I thought I was, but I wasn't. It wasn't healthy, and again, I should have spoken up. But I made excuses and believed that you tried in your own way. But sometimes intentions and trying isn't good enough. Sometimes you need action. Sometimes a grand gesture is needed, and I can only count one, I think. I know I sound petty because friendships aren't tit for tat, but imagine you and another person are stranded at sea and you decide to do the equal share of rowing. Now, you take the first shift, but it never ends. You push and you pull, and the person sees you struggling but continues to rest there until you have no strength left and the boat becomes stagnant. And then alone, So imagine rowing, you push and you pull and the person sees you struggling but continues to rest there until you have no more strength left and the boat becomes stagnant, and then alone is when the other person decides to take over, but only 5 minutes or so. Are you telling me you wouldn't be annoyed? Land is far, far away, you know. That's what it felt like sometimes. I mean, it wasn't all bad. I don't want to act like woe is me because it wasn't. We had laughs to high heavens and back. You were there for me when I needed you, and you were the best person to go out with. I loved how outgoing you were and how easy you found it to talk to other people. When we were together, I felt myself come out of my shell and interacted with people. I never would have done that by myself, and even now I struggle every now and again. You were good for me in that respect. When you were happy, I honestly felt like you were one of the best people I could be around, which is why I would introduce you to my friends and family. I wanted them to see what I saw, and they did. Sometimes. Unfortunately, I had more negative comments about you than positive, but I defended you, don't ever get that twisted. I defended you even after a while, like after we stopped talking, but I don't think I could ever imagine you doing the same, because you get in a rage and you have a bitter taste in your mouth. So once that happens, the ammunition flies and the character assassination ensues. Lord, I must be dead right now. I think in looking at an overview of it all, I, hand on heart, can't see why we split. I won't deny that I needed to take a break from you, but sometimes we need breaks from people to do our own thing, regroup, and get our shit together. Maybe you took this personally, but you really shouldn't have. Unless we've had an argument, no assumptions should have been made. Hell, even after an argument, they still shouldn't have been made. But I'd understand why. Sometimes I feel like the one time I'm available, you took it as though I'd never been there for you before. Conveniently forgetting a barrage of times I dropped what I was doing to be there for you. I made attempts to salvage things, but I guess you made your mind up. I just wish that you had the common courtesy to tell me what the problem was. I think I deserved that much. That iota of respect would have been nice and ended things on a clean note. Instead, you did the opposite. I think you didn't expect me to be so willing to let things go. I even surprised myself. But once I was tired, I'm done. And I'm done. I'm done with everything. I have no ill towards you or malice, but I'm just happy to be able to focus on myself and the things that I want to achieve. I use you as a crutch and a distraction to my own inadequacies by trying to help you. And for all that, I'm sorry. I should have given you the tools to help yourself, and rather than trying to do it myself. Maybe if I had done that, then maybe, just maybe, I would have started achieving my goals sooner rather than later. This sounds like a breakup, and in a funny way it was, and like most breakups, we're doing better apart. Sometimes intentions and trying isn't good enough. Sometimes you need action. Sometimes a grand gesture is needed, and I can only count one.
It wasn't you, but a bitterness you allowed to have a place in your heart. I know how it feels to be consumed by a father's unconditional love. For that, I am grateful. I was exposed to the nastier side of what love looks like, and I can't lie to you, it traumatized me.